This is from a dude named Bo Carter. It's a song called Warm My Wiener.
Won't you just warm my wiener, feel right cold.
I mean, I'm not offended by it. It's kind of a bad song. Warm my wiener. It's like, all right.
Yeah. I just laugh at your reaction to it. I know you're not offended by anything.
Yeah.
So I got an email. Somebody wanted a follow-up to something that we talked about last week. I believe it was last Tuesday. I talked about it with you and Billy. And it says here, hey, Corey and crew. This is for anyone who has an opinion, but specifically for Corey. Corey, you said you looked into the Cardi B controversies. You would look into the Cardi B controversy some more to have a more informed opinion. Did you do that? And if so, what is your opinion now? Lurker, who was always watching Jamaica. I don't know if that's a play on Jamaica, but that's Jamaica.
Thank you, Jamaica.
Now, with this right here, okay, so the simple answer to your question, did I follow up with this? No. I did not. I kind of talked about it, forgot about it.
That's old shit.
That was some old shit. I just kind of forgot about it after I talked about it. I said, you know what, I call it a day. And nobody cares what I have to say. But apparently you did. But the reason why it got brought back up is because we had some friends over on Friday night. It was Carl and Michelle. You know them. So they came over on Friday night. They brought dinner. We had some drinks. And then somehow this whole Cardi B thing got brought up. And just to refresh you on what happened last week. So somebody else has sent an email talking about, do you think this controversy about Cardi B's latest song and music video, you think that's really merited? Do you think there's something that is much of a big deal where people need to start talking? So the video itself is, is a little bit risque, but probably it's the name of the song that got everybody. I know you're a huge Cardi B fan. You've heard of WAP.
I have heard of WAP, yes.
You have heard of WAP. You know what WAP stands for, right?
Wet ass pussy, yeah.
Yes, sir. You sound just like
No, I don't.
Shapiro.
No. I sound nothing like
that.
Don't even pull that with me.
White ass pussy. No, you're right. You were right. No, you put some bass in it right there.
Bass,
yes.
a little bit of gravel.
Yeah, you sure did. Had that McGruff the crime dog in there.
I practiced a little bit before I came over because I knew he was going to mention this.
Yeah. Oh, y'all like
Excuse me.
Wet ass pussy. There we go. Gotta put a little Christian Bale in it.
Yeah,
he even put some Batman on it. You even had a little bit of you had a little bit of a swag with it too.
Yeah.
Wet ass pussy. Like, damn, all right. Shit, somebody put out the bat signal tonight.
Corey, I'm going to tell you, not all white people are the same. We have some differences.
You do.
Thanks.
I just saw
Yes.
right there. Put me in my place. But yeah, man. So in the video, people are saying, "Hey, you know something? I give the music or the video. I give the video credit for the creative visuals, but those lyrics, boy, this is a clean version right here. Those lyrics, that's just too much.
I could be a run down on them before I have a running me.
Oh, even the clean lyrics just insinuating too much sex, that nasty sex. Oh, what happened to the days when music used to be pure, used to be about love, just not when it used to be when it used to be about creativity, when people just didn't sing about their body parts and nasty things, when they actually used to put some imagination into it, even when it was sort of hinting at sexuality. People were still being creative about it. Had class, what people say. Last week, this came back up because we started talking. Somehow, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion got brought back up, and we started talking about this song, start talking about this music video, and then start talking about music. And I, as we started to talk about it, and I started like saying, well, you know something, when I started really trying to be fair and think about it, I was like, not only has this been going on forever, pretty much, but this is also something where it is nothing new. And maybe, I don't know, there's a lot of arguments to be made that maybe this is only catching on because of a few things like technology and because it's a female. You know, I'm not gonna argue some big feminist thing for you, like you hear a lot of other people talking about. But I mean, really, because this has been going on a long time with all types of people from all different genres, from all different backgrounds. First, I'll say this: while we're all gasping and clutching our air pearls, while we talk about Cardi B rapping about her vagina, dude's been bragging about their dicks for years. In music and a lot of other places. Dude's been bragging about their sexual prowess, which is why maybe I'm not sure. Because I'm not shocked. Because that's how it came up. It's like all these people are so surprised and shocked, and people are like, it's not my thing and whatnot. You know, listen, this is not really. The songs with sexual lyrics and whatnot have never been my main thing in any sense growing up. You know, but, you know, as far as being shocked, I'm not shocked about it. And I'm thinking about all kind of, I mean, this has been in hip hop for the longest time. If anybody says, yeah, hip hop is misogynistic, no, because there's all kind of hip hop out there. There's been all kind of rap. There's even nerdcore out there, you know, there's been all kind of shit. People rap about video games. So it's not that. But, you know, a lot of stuff it ends up in controversy. It ends up in, you know, in the crosshairs of politicians. Because I think about 2 Live Crew. 2 Live Crew back in the day, you know, they were, you know, people were doing what 2 Live Crew did for the longest time. 2 Live Crew got caught up in the news because, you know, their songs went a little more mainstream and some politicians caught it and then they wanted to censor music. Okay, I love that shit. I love that. Had you never heard of that back in the day?
Of course.
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
Yeah, it was everywhere. It's, you know, that's a culture phenomenon. You know, taking that sample from a Full Metal Jacket. Oh, me so honey. You know, I went mainstream. Used to love that, man. Used to love that back in the day. You know, but again, you know, this got caught up because of a censorship case with them. But, you know, like I said, man, if you go through hip hop, you'll see all kind of hip hop, clean hip hop, dirty hip hop, political hip hop, fun hip hop, whatever, man. You know, Will Smith was considered to be they were the family friendly duo of hip hop. Him and DJ Jazzy Jeff. You know, but as far as nasty hip hop goes, I mean, that's been part of the scene for forever. I remember in high school, man, Too Short. Why is everybody turning to Dave Chappelle? Like everybody's just mutating into Dave Chappelle. You know, he had that song Freaky Tales, and that was something that I remember just all my friends in high school, you know, just it was a big thing with them. I remember being in because one of the biggest things I remember with this, because it was a dirty ass song. It's just like Freaky Tales. It describes all the freaky nasty shit he'd do. I remember being in my first year in basic training and seeing when some of the guys broke out into singing Too Short. I remember just this blonde Aryan German-looking dude just like right there with him, just loving this shit. So, you know, everybody was listening to this stuff back in the day, man.
I met this girl on my phone.
And that's as nasty as we're going to get with this because it gets a whole lot worse after that. Like I said, that is something that when I was in high school, early in high school, that shit was, everybody was into it. Everybody loved that, you know? I mean, it's not anything new. Today, I'm just putting up random examples because we could go forever. We could go like, you know, days talking about examples of all this stuff from everywhere. But you can go for days talking about this. I'm just pulling up random examples that I just came off the top of my head and I just threw out there. Anybody familiar with the guy Akon? Artist Akon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Akon's an artist, Sinhalese background. And this dude's about to build Wakanda. He's making a city called Akon City. Oh. Yeah, he's going to Africa and building, you know, T'Challa. He's Black Panther. He's going to build a city based on cryptocurrency.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
cool.
He recently got into a little controversy because he told American black people, you know what you guys, your problem is, you think about slavery too much. Forget about slavery, and you'll be fine. Now that's not the argument I'm gonna make here. All I'm saying is the brother, he's doing something. He's doing big things, and nobody jumped on him for. Before his songs, before this, I mean, he had before this whole thing came up with him building Wakanda, he had a song that was very straightforward in the title. Song wasn't like, you know, girl, I want to get with you. girl, I want to rock with you. And then he's like, girl, I want to you. That is the title.
Already know I wanna you.
Hey. And that song, and that's a popular song. Now, you guys probably don't know because I heard this song all the time
I've
out.
never heard it.
I've heard this song all the time out. And y'all have too. And this song is out there and nobody raised hell about Akon telling somebody straightforward, I want to now granted it didn't have all the, images that maybe Cardi B had in there. And maybe didn't even have all the kind of the explicit lyrics, but I mean, come on. Nobody said shit when that came out. A lot of people see hip-hop, and hip-hop has always had this image of being violent. I've always had this image of being misogynistic. I've always had this image of being abusive, anti-American. And maybe some of that you have a case for, but that's not all of hip-hop, first of all. And not all of hip-hop is, and it's not just hip-hop doing all of these sexually explicit lyrics out there. And when women do it, all of a sudden people start looking at them. But man, this has been in all kind of genres by all kind of artists. Some artists who are huge out there. Prince is nasty in the mind, man. Mm-hmm. Shit, one of my favorite songs is from a masterpiece of an album, Purple Rain. Darling Nikki, that look, it ain't exactly Cardi B wet ass pussy song, but it's pretty. Hey, look, there's no confusion what the song is about. And then Nicki wanted to grind. You know what I mean? Prince made songs that were just straightforward about sexual acts. I mean, yeah, that's pretty straightforward. A chick sitting up there in the hotel lobby masturbating with a magazine. As a kid, I thought that she was actually using the magazine.
I did too.
I didn't know that she was just looking at the magazine. See, that's how dirty my mind is. But Prince had an album, Dirty Minds. Well, he's on there in a thong. Jesus. A bandana around his neck.
Little happy trail. Little messed up happy trail going down there.
Got that hamburger meat on his stomach right there. He made songs that were, again, more straightforward than Darling Nikki. Head, which was about giving some head. I mean, you're talking about oral sex in that. This has been going on for a while, man. Madonna made a book in the 90s. Everybody wants to talk about Cardi B. Madonna made a book called Sex back in the day with her images. Just her images, way more explicit than Cardi B ever was. She put, if you ever look at that book, it's extremely sexual. Madonna was way before Cardi B was out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of nasty women, of music, I think, people look at Cardi B because it's probably, a slight race thing to it. But I don't know if you ever heard this artist called Peaches?
No.
You probably have heard of the song. Peaches is a white female rapper. I remember hearing her songs in a couple of movies, and she just laid it out there. Where at least Cardi B made an acronym out of her nasty shit. WAP, they put it out there. Peaches just made a song called The Pain Away.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Check out my Chrissy behind, it's fine all over.
And it gets a little more explicit from there. We're talking about 15 years ago. And that shit wasn't exactly hidden, all right? Let's not forget the dudes out there who are not in hip-hop also. Trent Reznor singing to thousands of fans the way he wants to have sex with them. Off with this, oh my God, Cardi B is so nasty. And get the out of here. This shit has been part of them. Sex has been part of American culture. We sell shit with it. It's been there. We get uptight about it, but we sell a lot of things with it. And it has been such a huge part of the musical landscape in all cases for years. Let's not forget the people that actually just insinuate. We can talk about thousands of songs out there that insinuate sexuality. You remember the band Primus? Mm-hmm. Primus made a song where they I mean, they had their own kind of WAP thing going on. It wasn't as explicit as Cardi B, but you ever heard Winona's Big Brown Beaver?
No.
You remember that song?
That smell smells like 7-Eleven. That beaver is
I mean, talking about how bad a woman's vagina smells. That's Winona's Big Brown Beaver. All this shit. Sex has always been in this shit. Last thing I'll tell you right here, and it goes way back. Way back. The blues and country used to do that shit all the time. I remember when I was working at a studio, dude had a whole CD of nothing but nasty blues songs. Mm-hmm. This is from a dude named Bo Carter. There's a song called Warm My Wiener.
Won't you just warm my wiener? Cause he really don't feel right cold.
I'm not offended by it. It's kind of a bad song. Warm my wiener. It's like, all right.
Yeah. I just laugh at your reaction to it. I know you're not offended by it.
Yeah.
But people warm my wiener.
It's just goofy, honestly. Everything's just goofy.
Yeah. I mean, but of course it's goofy, man. Yeah. I mean, to answer your question, Jamaica, I just want to pull this out because I just kind of want to lay this to rest right now on our end right here. This is nothing new, man. None of this is new. You've seen all this. Sex has been in music in every part. Rolling Stones made music with lyrics that insinuated sex. I want to share my. That's a song like that. I want to share my cream with you. You share your cream with me, and this shit has been out there all the time. I think, maybe a small race and female thing might have something to do with this, but I think one of the biggest things with this is that this could have, WAP, Cardi B song could have easily come out years ago. I mean, you've had songs. We talked about that girl you ever heard that song, My Neck, My Crack? My pussy and my pussy and my back.
That's similar. The lyrics sound familiar.
My back, my pussy and my crack. They've been doing this for fucking years, man. The song could have came out years ago. The only difference is that you would have had a clean radio edit of this when it went popular. The difference is what's new today is that the internet is making the dirty version so accessible.
Yeah. And everyone has a social media account. Everyone wants to have an opinion. Yeah. That's why you have conservative commentators like Ben Shapiro coming out and like, well, this is the big story that's being broadcasted right now. I'm going to share my opinion now, and I'm going to give the conservative point of view on it. And that's why this proliferates. So
that's an excellent point.
Yeah, by all rights, he shouldn't even have known about this song.
Yeah. The people putting their own up there. Skeet. I'm looking at the chat. Y'all know a bunch of songs too. I could only pull up a few examples, man. You could go for days pulling up examples of this shit.
Yeah. Again, I speak from kind of a slight point of ignorance because I don't know that much about music. But for me, like all the songs that you showcase, they're just kind of goofy. I guess people are just offended by them or just they think they're controversial. Honestly, just like I think this is kind of humorous. that they maybe it's part of like the singer or the writer, like they're taking it seriously. But when I hear these lyrics, it's like I can't help but just kind of snicker about the whole thing. It's kind of ridiculous to me.
Go into rap, rock, blues, country, a lot of things in between. You're gonna find out all this shit has been out there for the longest time. People playing shit right now. It's just more accessible. Get the dirty version of something, and then you made a great point. It's more, and when it's that accessible, it's going to be available to more people, and more people going to start talking about it because people can either maybe people really are offended, or they just saw it in a way they never would see it. Usually this stuff was kind of, it was kind of underground or was insulated from people.
Yeah, and it was hard to talk about because the only things especially during all the things that you brought up, which I mean everything from the 90s back, the only thing you really had was radio and television, and not everyone can have their own TV show. Now, not everyone could have their own radio show. Like the public, they had a tough time speaking their minds on this thing. So you just had these specific public figures that did, and that's why it just didn't proliferate. That's why I think a lot of these things, you had your controversial moments where people weren't able to be really offended or defend it as much as they wanted to. But yeah, that's why I think now you have something like this where it's been going on for decades upon decades. Now this thing, for whatever reason, it's the most controversial thing right now.
Yeah,
with WAP. So
yeah, man.
And insinuating sex, even singing about it, but it's always been a thing of like, how close can I get to the line?
Yeah,
how close can I get?
Pretty close.
You get to WAP, it's not only stepping over the line, it's way almost on the other side. It's so in your face. And yeah, if you're saying that's the dirty version and there's a clean edit, it's getting seen because, as Chris brings up, it's something that's been talked about, and there's a snowball effect.
Yep.
If a bunch of people are talking about it, then more people go, oh, what are they talking about? I
Yep.
need to talk about it too.
Yep.
And it just spreads. What you say about race and sexism, especially sexism, that probably plays a part in it. It's just with so many of the examples you gave, those are songs that if you took the lyrics out, you'd still have a song that you want to dance and groove to. And a lot of times people will be dancing something, not even paying attention to the lyrics. With WAP, it's so stripped down, the beat is so repetitive that you almost have no choice but to focus on the lyrics.
Well,
and go,
I say
wait,
that.
what now?
I would say that to a certain area. I think the it's not any more stripped down than like I played that Too Short song.
Her name was John. She loved the way I rock on the microphone.
I would even say Closer from 9 Inch Nails. That is it's a good beat, but that's a very basic beat. When you listen to, especially at the beginning.
I've got no soul to tell.
I mean, I think that there's, like I said, man, I've heard so much of this shit from back in the day, especially with hip hop, where they had a beat, some of the most basic beats, and because I see what you're saying, like, those lyrics do jump out at you.
Yeah.
But I don't, that beat right there, I don't think that beat is any less layered than some of the beats that we hear, today.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quick jump out, but you let it get inside of me.
Boop, boop, boop.
I don't know how you guys feel about this, but watching it, listening to it, I think kind of the focus is not even the music itself. It really is just I think it's the visuals is what they want people to
Sure.
pay attention to.
Yeah.
I mean, I think forget the song. It's like what they're actually showcasing is that.
Honestly, with the visuals, it works fine because there's enough distraction going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But just listening to it, it's like, oh, okay, they're just putting it out there. Nothing, nothing, all that. Okay.
I mean, I can see that.
Which is fine. Like, I'm not bothered by that. I mean, show your bodies. be my guest.
Yeah.
Look good.
Because I say I haven't always been a big fan of, just very overt sexual lyrics, man, when they've been put out there, It's like, I haven't, but that's me, man. I mean, I'm not offended by this at all.
Yeah.
In fact, like I said, at one point there were 1 or 2 songs I listened to where I was like, I liked it. So who am I to criticize this shit? I don't care, and I think it's hypocritical for anybody to come in and try to like focus on this when this shit has been out there. Like I said, man, in some form or another, there's going to be something comparable to this. It's just what it is at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
it's
a hot topic right now.
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm not
That's the
bothered by
hot
it.
topic at the moment right now, man.
It's fine.
It's non-issue, really. But people are talking about it, and that's my opinion on it. We all shared our opinion on this. I can hear what you're saying with the beat too. I hear what you're saying, But yeah, but then again, you talking to me with my nasty ass mouth. I've never been one to really care about using words
Or censoring yourself.
Censoring myself. So maybe I'm the wrong person to comment on this. Oh,
The only person I'm concerned about right now is Ben Shapiro's wife. That's the only person who I'm
she's very
actively,
dry.
Yes. I'm actively like, you know what? Is she okay?
I wonder if she's like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Why did you even put me in this?
Ben, just stay in your lane. Just stay in your lane, buddy.
yeah, just stop,
Just
man.
don't talk about stuff you don't know about. Jesus. I'm not a big fan of the guy, but I'm trying to help him out.